I am God. I belong to one. I belong to all. Today, I narrate the tale of Gustav van Bronckhorst. So, we set our eyes on Gustav van Bronckhorst, a small-time painter from the outskirts of Geneva, who has lost his inspiration to paint. He scribbles like a toddler playing with ink as he colors the canvas in a plethora of red, of blue, of green, of every shade of imaginable. Alas, what he paints is not a painting, an art of subtle emotions and depth, but a narrowed-down vision of his present, of nothing.
I paint of love, of joy, of hope. But fame and money still elude me. I keep looking back and telling myself that one day God will have mercy on me. Today, with this bespattered piece of blade, I realize God had left me a long time ago.
Our very own Gustav forgets the essence of painting. He paints for money and fame. His vision is obscured by scars of lust and greed. He isn't an artist, but a lesser mortal.
For years on, I've painted like a lost soul. You mock me as you watch me suffer with sadism. Why this injustice? Answer me!
You cannot paint.
Who said that?
I'm sorry. That's true.
You?
Your
Stop.
shadow.
Please.
Paint.
Who's you?
Cannot
Stop. Why this injustice, God? Answer me!
I shall.
Where am I? Who are you?
Where are you? That's something even I cannot answer. Who am I? Well, you did seek to have audience with me, don't you remember?
God? Am I dead?
Dead? No, not yet.
And you're God?
Yes, Gustav, God.
God? God? Haven't you heard? I've long forgotten you, God damn it. What am I doing here?
Since everything is but an apparition, perfect in being what it is, having nothing to do with good or bad, acceptance or rejection, one may well burst in laughter. I am then your inner voice.
What am I doing here? That was the question. Could you please stop reciting your bloody poems?
What are you doing here? Well, chess.
Chess.
You are here to complete a game of chess. Your game of chess.
My game.
You do realize that a knight and a bishop are missing from a black suit.
What the hell is that supposed to be?
Hell, another interesting concoction by a species. I assume you must be frustrated. Let me elaborate. Your game of chess started 2,000 years ago. Remember, the knight, the bishop. I decided to take Gustav into a journey of his being, his past, 2,000 years ago. It's 230 BC. Two children run and dance around the Great Banyan. They are the closest of friends. Time passes. Their games are now of the brazen sword and of cold shields, of horses and chariots. But they grow closer, like no other. In all the similarities and camaraderie, there lies a striking contradiction. For Arya was a prince, and Mahendra but a humble peasant. One day, on Arya's 20th birthday, instead of joyous celebration lighting up the atmosphere of the kingdom, one of sorrow and loss envelops it. The royal crown, the beacon of the mighty Magad Empire, is stolen.
महाराज, अपराधी भागता हुआ पकड़ा गया।
अति उत्तम। उस दुस्साहसी को बिना किसी विलंब हमारे सम्मुख पेश किया जाए।
जो आ गया महाराज। सैनिकों, अपराधी को पेश किया जाए। महाराज, हमारे सैनिकों ने इसे कठोर यातनाएं दी, लेकिन ये अपने अपराध स्वीकार करने को तैयार नहीं।
मैं निर्दोष हूँ महाराज। डंकी की ध्वनि से भयभीत होकर मैं भागने लगा। तत्पश्चात सैनिकों ने मुझे भागते देख बंदी बना लिया। मैं निर्धन कृषक हूँ महाराज, मैं निर्दोष हूँ।
निर्दोष? कोई भी अपराधी अपने बंदी बनाए जाने पर अपना अपराध स्वीकार नहीं करता। निर्दोष हो तुम? हमारे सैनिकों ने तुम्हें भागते देख बंदी बनाया है। कैसे कह सकते हो तुम निर्दोष हो?
आज उसका वक्त गिरा तो निश्चित है। महेंद्र, आर्या, मेरे मित्र, तुम्हारी यह दुर्दशा। हट जाओ, हट जाओ। क्या हो रहा है यहाँ? क्या हो रहा है सब? ये सब क्या है पिताश्री?
अपनी सीमा में रहो युवराज। क्या तुम इस अपराधी से परिचित हो?
क्षमा महाराज। जी हाँ, मैं इससे भली भांति परिचित हूँ। यह मेरा मित्र है, मेरा प्रिय मित्र महेंद्र।
मित्र होगा तुम्हारा, हमारे लिए है एक अपराधी मात्र है। तू बोले अपराधी, क्या तूने ही हमारे पूर्वजों की बहुमूल्य धरोहर पद्म मुकुट को चुराया है? यदि तूने सत्य का साथ दिया तो तुम्हारी मृत्यु आसान कर दी जाएगी।
मृत्यु?
क्या तुम अभी भी हमारे राज्यों के नियमों से अपरिचित हो युवराज? क्या तुम्हें यह भी ज्ञात नहीं कि राज्य के धरोहर को चुराना तो दूर, उसे लालच भरी निगाहों से भी देखने का एकमात्र दंड है कठोर मृत्यु।
सत्यवचन महाराज, ऐसे पापी को मृत्यु ही मिलनी चाहिए। पर मैं निर्दोष हूँ, मैंने पद्म मुकुट नहीं चुराया।
कोई भी अपराधी बंदी बनाए जाने पर अपना अपराध स्वीकार नहीं करता, और यदि ऐसा होता तो हमारी तलवार कभी रक्त से लाल ना होती। निर्दयी नहीं है हम। क्या तुम स्वयं को निर्दोष सिद्ध कर सकते हो?
2 दिन महाराज, 2 दिन। मुझे 2 दिनों का समय दीजिए। मैं विश्वास दिलाता हूँ, दूसरे सूर्यास्त से पूर्व वह पद्म मुकुट और उस दुष्ट अपराधी का शीश आपके चरणों में भेंट करूंगा। 2 दिन महाराज, मैं विनती करता हूँ।
असंभव। हम तुम्हारे मित्र नहीं, अपितु इस राज्य के महाराज हैं। हमें तुम पर तनिक भी विश्वास नहीं। 2 दिनों में तो तुम्हारा शीश धड़ से अलग कर दिया जाएगा। दुष्ट
महाराज, आप भले ही उसके मित्र न हो, किंतु मैं इसके भ्राता समान हूँ। आप उसे 2 दिनों का समय दीजिए महाराज। यदि मेरा मित्र महेंद्र सूर्यास्त से पूर्व लौटा तो वह संध्या सूर्य की लालिमा से नहीं, अब तुम्हें रक्त शरण नहीं होगी।
और यदि वो वापस नहीं आया?
महेंद्र वापस आएगा। आप उसे 2 दिनों का समय दीजिए महाराज। आप उसे मुक्त कीजिए।
मेरे मित्र, मेरे पुत्र के लिए उसका मित्र ही सब कुछ है, और मेरे लिए मेरा पुत्र। इसलिए ज्ञात रहे, यदि तू नहीं लौटा तो समय की प्रत्येक चाल के साथ मेरे पुत्र की मृत्यु भी उसके समीप आती जाएगी, और साथ ही साथ मैं भी आत्महीन होता जाऊंगा। जाओ महेंद्र, हमने तुम्हें मुक्त किया।
अब आज्ञा दीजिए महाराज। शुक्रिया मित्र, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया।
प्रस्थान करो मित्र, ईश्वर तुम्हारा साथ दे।
Seconds tick, minutes pass, and the hours churn. Mahendra is nowhere to be seen. Will he come back?
वह वापस आएगा।
Does he have the courage to come back empty-handed?
उसके साहस के आगे ईश्वर भी झुक जाएगा। वह मेरा मित्र नहीं, अपितु भाई से भी श्रेष्ठ है। वह वापस आएगा, मुझे विश्वास है, विश्वास है।
The second sunset is around the horizon. Arya is dragged in chains to the same banyan tree where he once played with Mahendra.
सूर्यास्त होने को है। तुम्हारा मित्र कहाँ है पुत्र?
महेंद्र वापस आएगा। धैर्य रखिए पिताश्री।
मेरा हृदय पुत्र पीड़ा से करा रहा है। आज से पहले मेरी ये तलवार अनेकों बार शत्रु के रक्त से रंजित हुई, परंतु आज इसी तलवार का भार मेरे लिए असहनीय हो रहा है। मेरे नेत्रों से दृष्टि ओझल हो रही है पुत्र, पर मुझे क्षमा करना। मैं विवश हूँ।
ठहरिए महाराज, राजकुमार निर्दोष है। मैं अपराधी महेंद्र का अनुज मुकुल हूं महाराज। मेरे भ्राता महेंद्र अब कभी वापस नहीं आएंगे। उन्होंने हमारे साथ विश्वासघात किया है।
अपनी जीभों को संभालो मूर्ख। मेरा मित्र विश्वासघाती नहीं हो सकता।
मैं सत्य कह रहा हूँ कुंवर जी, मैंने स्वयं अपने नेत्रों से इनमें पद्म मुकुट ले जाते हुए देखा है। आना तो दूर, वो तो हमारे राज्य की सीमा से कोसों दूर जा चुके होंगे। मैंने उन्हें रोकने का कठोर प्रयत्न किया महाराज, परंतु असफल रहा। राजकुमार निर्दोष है महाराज। आप यदि चाहें तो मुझे मृत्युदंड दे दें, परंतु राजकुमार को क्षमा कर दें।
शांत, वह वापस आएगा, मुझे विश्वास है।
पुत्र, तुमने अपने मित्र पर विश्वास करके कोई गलत कार्य नहीं किया, अभी तो तुमने ऐसा करके हमारे वंश को गौरवान्वित किया है। परंतु अब सत्य साक्षात तुम्हारे सामने है। अब तो अपना हाथ त्याग दो पुत्र।
यह मेरा हक नहीं पिताश्री।
अब तो अपना हाथ त्याग दीजिए
मैंने
कुंवर
मित्रता
जी।
निभाई है। यदि मेरे मित्र ने मेरे साथ विश्वासघात किया भी है तो भी मैं उसके लिए प्राण हंसते हंसते त्यागने को तैयार हूं। महाराज, सभाकारियों, मगधवासियों और इस अभूतपूर्व क्षण के सभी साक्षीगण, यह मृत्यु मेरे लिए उस वीर गति के समान है जिसे प्राप्त करने के लिए हमारे पूर्वजों ने रणभूमि में अनेकों बार रख पाए हैं। यह घटना संपूर्ण संसार में मित्रता की मिसाल कायम करेगी। सदियों सदियों तक लोग इसे याद क्या करेंगे। स्वयं ईश्वर भी इसे कभी ना भुला सकेगा पिताश्री। यह मेरे गर्व की बात है। तलवार उठाइए और इसी वक्त मेरा श्रीधर से अलग कर दीजिए।
महेंद्र, तुम तो मृत्यु से भी घातक हो। तुम्हारे मित्र ने तुम पर भरोसा किया और तुमने
उसकी गलती थी। उसने मित्रता में अपना जीवन व्यर्थ किया। एक सच्चा मित्र उसके सिवा कर ही क्या सकता है। तुम मुझे मत ही दो मित्र।
All those of you listening and watching, the immortal stones and the azure skies tell the future that there existed a friend who stood and sacrificed his life. Betrayed and cheated he was, but died willingly he did. Died willingly he did. No bombs were heard, no complaints were made. Arya smiles, the axe is raised, the sun sets. I thought you'd be more intelligent. Let's continue your game of chess to a more recent time. Remember, the knight, the bishop. I decided to throw Gustav into another piece of his past, something he still cannot fathom. It's 24th September 1944. The Normandy landings are not far off. But for Private David Murcott and Captain Frank Reiben, the war as they know it would end soon. Being prisoners of war, both have been sentenced to the guillotine. Private Murcott and Captain Reiben were childhood friends and had spent almost every second of their lives together. And so, their executions too couldn't end in a more dramatic fashion. Together, they lived next to each other in Philadelphia, meaning country of friends, fought together, played together, and in the next 7 minutes would be executed together.
Lighter?
No.
Hilarious it may seem.
What?
Our deaths.
Heil Hitler! Good evening, my fellow soldiers. I have some very good news for you.
Lighter?
You don't seem to understand the gravity of the situation.
Ha!
We're going to have our heads chopped into 2 little bits in the next 6 minutes. We don't give a damn.
I really need a lighter.
Lighter! Both of you, get on your feet, sit on chairs. Good. Now where was I? Ah, yes, the orders. The German HQ has agreed on freeing one American prisoner of war from this Warsaw camp in exchange of one of its own. As it has been brought to my notice that both of you, Captain Frank Reiben and Private David Murcott, have been sentenced to execution at 1200 hours on 24th of September. Today, in the next 7 minutes. One of you would be executed at the scheduled hour, and the other would live. Considering the merciful behavior of Führer Adolf Hitler, we'd give you the choice to decide who lives and who dies.
Very interesting.
Lighter!
This is a revolver. One bullet! Bang! You're dead. You decide who gets it in the head. You have 5 minutes. Make it quick. Here, you can have the bloody lighter. I'll let you boys have some private time. Good luck. May God be with you. I am.
Sophia and I are engaged. You know?
Yeah, I know. I was supposed to be your best man, remember?
She wanted to get married in that old chapel behind Stephen's house. The same place where her mother was married. She wanted a blue wedding gown. I mean, what kind of a woman wants a blue wedding gown? A chocolate cake from the baker's round the corner? Daffodils from your backyard? And a Christmas tree?
A Christmas bloody tree?
I don't know.
How can you stand up to nonsense like that?
Check this.
You have never been in love, have you?
Well, since we are having such an emotional bloody moment here, yes, I have been in love. I am in love.
Very interesting. Who is it?
She comes to church every Sunday.
What does she look like?
Imagine Sophia in red.
What was her name?
I don't know. I never asked her. I call her the girl in red. The same red dress to church. The same girl. My girl in red.
A girl in red? A girl in bloody red?
My girl in red. She's the most beautiful thing that could move. I love it when her auburn hair waves around. When it is kissed by the cold winter breeze. Her features are sharp, as it can petrify any man. She has legs like rockets and a body made to the last perfect oval.
The last perfect oval?
The last goddamn oval, hallelujah!
Seems you two have a reason to live.
She is my reason to live. My girl in red.
I promise Sophia I'll get back with some truffle cake from France. I promise to buy her a blue wedding gown. The cake I bought, the gown hangs in the barracks. I thought I'd be dead soon. But
Even you want to live. You want to have that little crazy Christmas tree wedding with Sophia.
so the last bullet remains. Who is it going to be?
Why should it be me? You haven't given me anything. He is the man I always wanted to be. I don't deserve to die. It should be him. I don't want to die.
I want to die so that my friend may live. This bullet is mine.
Haven't I given enough? Haven't I sacrificed enough? Why this injustice?
Hasn't he given enough? Hasn't he sacrificed enough? Why this injustice?
I want him to die. My lady in red awaits.
I want him to live. I seek only death. I love Sophia. But he's my friend, my brother. Give me the gun.
The last bullet remains so long. The girl in
No,
red
wait!
is Sophia!
What the hell was that?
You still seem to be lost.
महेंद्र ही गुस्ताव था, मैं ही गुस्ताव था, मैं तुम ही था 2000 साल पहले.
What is he talking? Gustav was Mokot. I was Gustav. You were me 60 years ago.
You've sinned twice over already in your last 2 births. You betrayed your closest friends, as your greed was insatiable. Ages have passed. I thought with time you'd grow wiser and your greed would dilute. But alas, even today as a painter, you do not paint because you want to. You paint because you have to. You ask me why this injustice? A true friend sticks closer than a brother in hours of need. Your friends did so, as they happily accepted your betrayal. And not even once did they ask, why this injustice?
What I did in the past, I did as Mahendra, not as Gustav. What I did in the past, I did as Mokot, not as Gustav. I am not them, and they are not me.
The game of chess, Gustav, your game of chess. The beginning was played by Mahendra. The middle game was played by Murcott. And the end game is being played by you, Gustav.
What do you mean?
The life of every individual back on Earth is represented by a different game of chess. Your game of chess started 2,000 years ago. You began with 16 pieces. Now you're left with 7. This is your game of chess. The end game is in progress. You have failed 2 of my most important tests, and consequently, you've lost 2 of your most important pieces. The knight and the bishop. Remember, Arya the knight and Reiben the bishop. Your situation is dire, as my hordes would soon checkmate you.
What is this?
My move. Jared Jr., the son of Steve McLaren, your friend, a true friend, would be on his deathbed because of a serious heart impairment. You are currently comatose on Earth. Your move to free yourself from this painful cycle of life and death is to give
my heart to his kid?
Yes, that is my final test. And the decision you make would be critical. It is the time for your sacrifice as a friend. In front of you are 2 glasses of liquids. If you drink the blue liquid, you'd forget all the conversations we'd ever had and live the life you wanted for a long time. Of fame, money, and glory. There would be a lot of joy in that life, Gustav. I'd make sure. But in your lives that follow, you'll feel nothing but pain. If you drink the red liquid, you'll die on Earth precisely at the same time your heart is most desired to save the boy, Jared Jr. And he will live. You'll free yourself from this painful cycle of life and death. You'll redeem yourself in the eyes of your friends. You'll die down there, Gustav, but you'll come to life here, live by my side, free at last.
You want me to kill myself?
No, I want you to make another live. It requires courage, courage that was always within you, but was never called out.
Red, death, blue, life. Why should I drink the red? I choose the blue. The fame, the money, everything. I want it all. Why would I care about my next one? I would be Gustav then. I would be someone else.
You continue to be self-centered. Think not about your life, but the life that depends on you. For he still even hasn't started his game of chess. Think wisely.
मुझे शर्मिंदा मत करो मित्र। मैं उसी वृक्ष के नीचे तुम्हारा अब भी इंतजार कर रहा हूँ। लौट आओ मित्र, लौट आओ।
Do not let us down. Show them that even in this age plagued by hatred and betrayal, great ballads of friendship can still be done. Don't do what Gustav would do. Do what a true friend must. Drink the red.
Gustav looks at the glasses and ponders. The clock ticks slowly. The longest seconds of his lives. Does he have the courage to prevail as he brings the red liquid to his lips? Or is he weak as he lowers the glass once again? Lost in translation, which one would he choose? Which one would you choose?
Checkmate, God!